But then, of course, in our African setup, there was the other side where people were like, will she be capable? She's very young. And in Africa, it's if you have a family, that shows that you're capable of leading. So the fact that I was 29, I was not married, I had no symbol to show any sort of African family foundation that was
Societal norm.
Yes, societal norm. So a lot of people were hesitant. I'm like, would she be able to now lead us?
Information and communication technologies, ICTs, are a key driver of gender equality and women's empowerment in our world today. On today's episode of SOQ Conversations, we delve into impact of ICT on the lives of women and girls, youth leadership, and more. My guest today is one of Kenya's youngest politicians, a go-getter changing the narratives when it comes to minorities in the society. My name is Ellie Karis. Welcome to another episode of SOQ Conversations. Welcome, Nadia.
Thank you very much.
Looking gorgeous as usual.
Yes, and I must say, this outfit was made for me in Accra.
Oh, I love
Yes,
this.
yes,
Oh
yes.
my
It was
God.
a gift that was given to me. So
Oh my God. It's so beautiful.
thank you. Thank you.
Wait, designer, do you know?
I don't know. I actually don't know. But they asked for my size and my fitting. And as soon as I arrived, I got this.
Oh my God.
With some kente and the queen's shoes.
Oh, the
Rahima. Yes.
those
Yes.
slippers.
Yes.
Oh my God, so royal, eh? She brought the Ghana vibe to me, yeah. Oh my God, I don't even have anything Ghanaian.
It's okay.
This is Segbi. It's
Yeah.
also a Ghana-based brand,
Yes.
but it's originates from Mali. The founders.
Okay.
So I guess just a little bit of Ghana and a whole lot of Ghana vibes.
a lot.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you so much, and I'm really honored
Mm-hmm.
because we've been talking about this for a while, and today finally.
Finally, we're here.
Finally. And today I'm honored. I'm extremely happy that my viewers get to know more about you, all the amazing works that you do. So let's get into it. A young girl from Kuze village, from Bassa,
Yes.
and now found herself
Yes.
in a national limelight,
Yeah.
holding a prestigious
Yeah.
position.
Yeah.
That is the Chief Administrative Secretary.
Yes.
Wow, in ICT,
Yeah.
innovation and youth leadership.
Yes.
Oh my God. How did that all start for you?
For me, I would say I had a passion for social change making. I had a passion for the minorities and then having a voice. I had a passion for being seen. And so, when you're in a very conservative family, they look at you as a troubled kid. You're always the one who does everything opposite. Only for me to find out later, I was just assertive. I knew what I wanted at a very young age. And so I had the support of my late mom, my stepfather, my aunties, my family, everyone. And so I think that enabled me to keep going on because nobody stopped me. Of course, the voices outside, oh, you need to stop her, but nobody stopped me. Then when I get to university, got that platform and kept on going and going and engaging. One thing led to another, I think subconsciously manifesting, and I found myself on a national platform.
I'm happy that despite the challenges, you never listened to all those voices, but you still
Yeah.
push for exactly what
Yes.
you want.
Yes.
Have there been any regrets?
No.
Obviously.
No regrets at all. Of course, there have been times where I want to give up. No, actually, no. I've never wanted to give up. There's just been times where I felt down. I felt like nobody's understanding. I felt like nobody is reciprocating. So there were those challenges. But not for once did I ever doubt myself or wanted to say, you know what, whatever. This is how it is and I'm done and I don't care anymore. So no, I haven't.
You mentioned some challenges.
Yes.
We are talking about struggling with identity crisis and all that.
Yes.
And I know quite a lot of people
Mm.
can relate to it.
Mm.
What did you do apart from not listening to others?
Yeah.
What did you do to
Yeah.
stick to
Yeah.
your path?
I mean, I'll tell you something, and it's something I wrote in my book. Something that I've really suffered from is identity crisis. And that comes from a place of, I come from a blended family, one that has a lot of other cultural backgrounds within our family. So, in the African setup, nobody explains or sits children down to explain to them this is how our family dynamics is, why you look different from other people, or why it is that she can't fit in with other people. And they just tend to assume you will find yourself and you'll know. And so in high school, I went through all that where I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be accepted. But everything I did was the opposite of what people thought. University, same way. When I started doing social change making advocacy, same thing. And so what I did was I just went through it. I didn't waste so much time thinking about how to solve that issue, but I just pushed through. I stayed with my own identity crisis, and through my work, then I kind of realized. But then from there, I've now worked on myself. And this is something I can tell people is that you need to work on yourself and understand who you are really and live how you look, live the different tribes or cultures that you are blended with, and just focus on you as an individual and you as a human. What do you stand for? What do you believe in? And what do you want to do different from others?
Wow. And there's more in her book, Dreams and Whatever.
Yes.
What has been some of the learned lessons that can be inspiration to viewers?
Yeah.
I know you've touched on a few, but I
Yeah.
really want us to talk more about.
Yes. The first one is boundaries. It's a big lesson that I've learned. Boundaries when it comes to the work you do, when it comes to family, when it comes to friendship, when it comes to career. What are the boundaries do you put out there for yourself to not only protect yourself, but to grow yourself? Number two, it's the lesson where you accept that you cannot solve every problem in this world, in that you can only solve a situation at a time once you allow yourself. Number three, it's really investing in your mental health. You cannot have a productive thing, you cannot produce good things, you cannot have healthy relationships or family or even produce work that is good if you don't focus on your mental health. How strong is your emotional intelligence? How strong is your well-being? Do you take time off? Do you understand yourself when it goes through? And then number four, the biggest lesson that I tell people is allowing yourself to make mistakes. This is something that we never learn. We always feel like we cannot make mistakes. And then when we make mistakes, we beat ourselves so much. And I think that's one of my biggest lessons that I've learned.
Wow. That's a lot to learn. A lot to learn. I'm so impressed the work that you've done, especially at a very early age. At what age again were you appointed?
9.
29.
Yeah, and now I feel old. That was a lot. Yeah, I'm 29. I
Wow.
was actually, at that time, I was the youngest. Yeah, in a while, I was the youngest.
Wow.
Yes.
And how was the reception, especially from the community?
Yeah. Of course.
You being a woman and also that's old.
Yeah. So the reception, there were two sides of it. There's one side where, of course, people were excited. This girl from a minority, young, and a woman being in that space. So it was exciting. People were saying that now more young girls would look up to me and create change. But then, of course, in our African setup, there was the other side where people were like, will she be capable? She's very young. And you know, in Africa, it's if you have a family, that shows that you're capable of leading. So the fact that I was 29, I was not married, I had no symbol to show any sort of African family foundation that was
Societal norm.
Yes, societal norm. So a lot of people were hesitant. I'm like, would she be able to now lead us and tell us things? But then I really had supportive people around me, like my bosses, my immediate team that was working with me, and then the lovely young people who gave me an amazing reception in Kenya. And even beyond, like even in Accra, I have so many young people who always send me messages. Actually, they're asking me, so what's next? What are you doing? We still need you. We still need your voice. So it's life. You have some who will love you, others who will be hesitant, and others waiting for you to fail. So it's up to you. Which one do you pick and focus on more? Yeah.
Which one do you pick and focus on more? It's just about good. And talking about the youth getting in touch with you and needing more, I know you've done some spectacular, you've had some spectacular projects.
Yes.
One called Kenya Ni Mimi.
Yes.
And it's about youth leadership.
Yes.
Why should the youth even take on leadership roles? And how effective can they, be when it comes to leadership roles?
Yeah. I mean, why not? Because right now, if you look at it, in Africa, the median age of young people is 19. The median age in Kenya is 19 years. So we have a very big gap where we have a lot of millennials, Gen Z, and then I think the new generation is Alpha generation. That is here, that needs to be understood, that needs to be heard. Now, the ones from after millennium going upwards, they're used to a certain way of leading. And most of them don't really resonate with young people. And so we need more young people because our voices need to be echoed in spaces of power, in spaces of politics, in spaces of policy. And so that's why, for me, one of the biggest things that I have is that we need more young people. Not because we want to get rid of the old ones, no, but so that we can now teach the old ones our ways. Because a lot of young people right now don't really follow up on policy matters, on government matters, because they say there's nobody who looks like them or nobody who speaks like them representing them. So we need more of all of us to be there. So the effectiveness of it is they can be very effective if they're willing and able to put in the work. I tell people this, that yeah, you might see leadership being rosy and everything, but are you willing to put in that work? Because there's a lot of work that needs to be put. And from that work, sometimes you're going to be broken down. Sometimes you're going to be tested. Sometimes you're going to be laughed at. So as young people, because I know how we are, sometimes we don't have patience, or sometimes we just want to see results. Are you patient enough to give it your all and still understand that change is not going to come immediately? It's a process that needs to be taken, and especially in Africa, because for the longest time we've been led by old people. And so we have to understand, are we willing to help them understand that the time is now and not, oh, you're still young, you have time? Because I tell people this, right now, as much as yes, life expectancy might be at 75 or 80, but young people are also passing away. There are a lot of young people that we've lost. And so telling young people that your time is not yet now to lead, for me, I find it very insensitive. Because you never know when it would be your last time. But what are you doing right now to create some change as you seek it?
To a key discussion today, technology is a key to women's empowerment. What is the value of ICT education on a girl child in Africa?
The value of ICT and technology in the girl child is exposure to not only the world within her space, but exposure to global policies, exposure to programs that she can participate in, but at the same time, exposure to competing and participating in structures and development and policies that will mold her life and her thinking to be better and progressive. Yeah.
To women and girls,
Yeah.
how is digital literacy now enhancing our lives?
Yeah.
You are the expert.
Yeah.
Kindly enlighten us.
I mean, one of the things, and I think we can reflect, the lady who won the CNN Heroes, the Kenyan lady, sorry, I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
What she's doing is she's actually training young people in rural areas when it comes to tech education, when it comes to digital advancements. And so it's there. What we need to do is just, I think we need the willingness of other people. I say this a lot. I say that we cannot do this alone, especially in the technology world. It's a vast and broad industry, and we cannot just be like you and me are the ones who are doing this. We need to have collaborative initiatives. We need to have spaces that can open up gateways for them. So I feel like we still need to sit down and figure out, because you see what COVID did? COVID really rushed us into this industry, into this wave. But then it rushed us without a solution. It just forced us to actually use these tools. It's forced us to incorporate technology, but it didn't offer us sustainable solutions to move forward. So I think if I was to advise, I think we need to go back to the drawing table, and we need to now say, okay, this is what we've done, but how can we do it better? Because nobody can answer that question right now. Everybody is rushing. Even you've seen, how is it making it better? We can't tell how it's making it better because we've still not reflected on how much we've actually consumed it and allowed ourselves to grow within it. So that's what I can say.
Obviously, the technology industry is a male-dominated space. You've touched on some of the barriers in terms of gender gap. We've spoken about some of societal norms, preventing women and girls to be equipped in this same industry. What are some barriers that we need to, as as Africans rise up and fight against?
I think one of the biggest barrier is mindset. The mindset that this industry is for a particular people or for a particular person or whatever it is. And once we change the mindset, then it opens up other things. And so what we need to do, I think more conversations need to come up. Because right now we're having conversations in closed doors about the male dominated, it's this, it's that. But are we really shouting out these issues on a platform like this right now and saying that, okay, it is male dominated, but these are the reasons as to why there should be a balance. One, because women as well know how to equip themselves and navigate themselves within the tech industry. Number two, when it comes to our emotional intelligence, women are able to balance it out. They're able to look at tech solutions and look at other cognitive solutions that they can bring into it and create something that has a ripple effect. We also look at how can we now promote and encourage our young girls and even young people to take up STEM subjects, because that's where the other barrier lies. From inception, which is in schools, not a lot of people take STEM subjects because we feel like, even I feel like this is not me. So how do we now encourage them to take STEM subjects so that as they grow into the industry, they can see that there is space for themselves within it?
I was going to ask you the benefits of greater gender equality in the technology industry. So I'm so happy you've touched on all the benefits.
Yes.
I'm so happy. In Kenya, can you mention some of the initiatives rolled out to support and encourage girls in ICT and the impact so far?
Yeah, the previous government that I served, we actually did a lot when it comes to young people, when it comes to young women. And one of the things we did, there was the presidential digital program where young people would come together for a certain period of time. They would equip themselves with knowledge about digital literacy. And then from there, when they graduate, they either get internships or they get partnered up with other tech companies, or they look for their own technological solutions. Beyond that, we partnered with companies like Huawei, Honda Technopolis, Microsoft, Google. We came up with hackathons where young people were actually now prompted to come up with innovative solutions. They had different programs that they would do, either short-term programs, long-term programs. In the ministry itself, we had a Jira Digital where you literally just needed an ID card and you register, and you had a pool of either university or college programs that you could register, work, and then work online and earn money. And these are just a few things within the government. But even beyond that, I remember within my office, I would partner up with small businesses or small industries and try to see how can we come up with trainings for young women, because I'm very passionate about young women and women in general, and train them on how to earn online. I used to have sessions where we talk and teach young people about the benefits of using social media to your own advantage and how can you access different tools to earn money. So it was a vast of things that we did that kind of touched upon everyone and everything. But what happened is this created an interest in more young people. Because again, if you look at it, back then before COVID, when you look at the digital industry or technology, it was for certain people. Not everybody felt the need of incorporating their lives, their businesses, their educational background with technology. So COVID kind of helped the previous government into accelerating the digital transformation and into incorporating these tools. And we're hoping to see what happens in the future with them.
What can parents do at home to encourage their children to take on interest in ICT?
Yeah. I think number one, parents should first learn how to talk to their children about tech and about digital transformation, because a lot of parents are hesitant. When they think about their children using digital tools, they think about the wrongest things. Either these websites were explicit websites.
Games.
They think about games. They think they're very worried about, what will my kids post online? So then they tend to avoid this conversation. But I think what parents need to do now is talk about it. Talk about the benefits of really being equipped in digital tools. Talk about why it's important for their kids to take STEM subjects, for example, so that they can be engineers. Not because engineering is just a male thing, but because even a girl can be an engineer. where they can be software developers, where they can access some tools and equip themselves and earn money. Because these days, as young as the age of 13, you can earn money online if you know exactly what you want and what your niche is. And then also, other than that, I think parents need to participate in the new programs that either the government is coming out with or organizations like Microsoft, Google. I think parents should be part and parcel of this, because most parents also are not digitally savvy. So they need to equip themselves so that they can have a parent conversation with their kids.
While technology is improving lives, there's also the negative parts, which you've mentioned earlier. Some
Yes.
parents are almost concerned
Yes.
about.
Yes.
But in terms of the impact on our mental well-being, I know you are also mental health advocate.
Yes.
What can we do, to manage those negative impacts?
Yeah. So I tell people this: social media is an ocean. Number one, for the most part, you can't know who is at the back of that profile name, that profile picture, or whatever it is. So you have to understand one thing, that whatever you put out there, you have no control of how people consume it and how people react to it. So as far as you want to be active on social media or active on the internet itself, first of all, accept the fact that not everyone looks at your stuff as their cup of tea. Now, once you accept that, now you will actually protect yourself from this projection people do. That's number one. Number two, there's a lot of bullying, there's a lot of catfishing. Now, how do you protect that? Now, on one side, from the previous government, there was a bill, cybersecurity, that was protecting. In fact, we even launched, I remember, a child protection campaign from cyberbullying online, where we were actually protecting children from being catfished, from being cyberbullied, and even from being kidnapped. So there are things like that as well. If people can pay attention to that, and if you find your children or people who are into that, you can actually report it and it becomes a case. Then number three, how else we can protect ourselves is just by focusing and playing around with the algorithm. What is this that you want to do or gain on the internet? If it's for pleasure, then go on, do it for pleasure. But if you want to create an income from the internet, then learn tools and means on how to protect yourself, but also to create income. And then when it comes to your mental health, I think it's all about self-development and working on yourself and knowing your self-worth. Because if it's bullying, even I've been through it, I've been a victim of it. We are human, it can affect you, but you also have to, again, have to understand some of these people are just projecting. Or if you see people who are doing things and it's affecting you, just leave.
Anxiety and depression.
Ooh, and it's a lot. Anxiety, depression, especially for the millennials and the Generation Z. A lot of this happens because everybody is looking at other people. Today someone is in Paris, tomorrow someone is in Dubai, the other day they're gonna shopping and partying. And so how you cannot stop people from putting whatever it is, but you can actually work on yourself. And I tell people that emotional intelligence is important, because emotional intelligence enables you to understand that how you receive and react to a certain thing really matters in life.
Let me just chip this into.
Yes.
There's a lot of, should I say, extravagant lifestyle portrayed on there.
Yes.
But sometimes it is work.
It's
For some people,
Yeah.
especially influencers or
Exactly.
certain public figures,
Yes.
it is work.
It's work.
So if you think, oh, it's all enjoyment going on with this person, or the life is
It's
all
work.
easy, sometimes it's work. People
It's
get
work.
paid for doing that. If you want to enjoy that kind of life as well, you also have to decide,
Yes.
is it for work
Yes.
or is for pleasure?
Exactly.
Then you said there are so many tools around, or platforms you can learn from.
Yeah.
How do I now equip myself to be able to earn
Exactly.
from this
From
while
that.
enjoying myself but still earning income from that? So there are so many tools. I'm also talking about myself because you post a lot of things, travel, content, food, all entertainment and everything. Oh, that is your life.
And they don't, after that, we are in bed, we're like, we're tired.
You know what that goes into it? Because you record all these amazing scenes and you
Yeah.
are editing because you have a client who is waiting for a post from you or sharing their videos or whatever about their brand. Because now
Yeah.
they've given you that, offered you
They've
that.
offered you. So it's about working on yourself and knowing that no one's life is perfect. You know, we are just trying to secure the bag, enjoy, and just be peaceful. Yeah.
And live within your means.
Yes. Within your means.
Now it's time for SQ Fun.
Okay.
This is a segment of the show where I ask you a random question
Oh.
because I want my viewers to know the other side of you.
Okay. Okay.
And she is such a vibe. Like anywhere you meet Nat is a whole lot of bliss. It's a whole lot of excitement, positivity.
Yeah.
My question is, what is your nickname and why?
Oh my God, I have a lot. I have a lot of nicknames. I had Nadi Wadi, I have Nadi. Right now I've stuck to Nadi. Nadi. I had Nadi Darling that came from home. And the reason why, so it was Nadi Wadi. The reason why I cut it to now Nadi was because everybody sees me as this bubbly person. One time I can be serious, and in the next hour, I'm just a joke. One time I can be clowning, the next hour I'm party, And so the Nadi was the serious one, the Wadi was always fluid to doing whatever it is. But now we've started to Nadi, and because I feel like that kind of just represents me, and it's cool and chic.
And that bubbly part
The-
involves dancing.
Yes.
She is the best dancer I think I've come across so far.
Yeah.
So far, you just go on her Instagram page. She has an amazing personality, and check her Instagram. Also,
Yeah.
before I let you go, your book,
Yes.
where can we find?
Yeah, so it can be found on Amazon of Dreams and whatever. You just type that and you find it on Amazon. And so far that's all I've done. I would just be honest and say I didn't do justice to my book because I launched it at a time where I was still working in government. And then now because the mandate you have to fulfill it. So I didn't give myself time. But right now I'm in a transition mode where I'm trying to actually find myself now. And one of the things I want to do is just do justice to my book because there's a lot of lessons in there, from bullying to sexual-based violence to grief to growth to self-identity, that I need to now cascade that and really talk about it more and encourage more people. So, but on Amazon you'll find it. Yeah.
Finally, what more can we do to attract girls, the youth in general, getting into the tech industry?
Yeah. I think number one, we need to curate more programs for youth to be able to participate in them and to be able to see how effective these programs are and what benefits they're getting. Number two, I think it's about having maybe clubs or programs within schools in order to promote STEM subjects to be taken up by youths and to know that STEM subjects are not only for certain people. Number three, we need to have more people who are in the tech industry talk about the benefits of taking up such spaces and what are the benefits and how much work or time it takes. And then number four, I think it's just opening spaces and letting young people and youth see what happened. Let them understand you can be anything, even when in the tech industry. You don't have to be a specialist in technology. You can actually be a HR in technology. So it's just opening spaces and the mind.
So,
Yes.
It's fine, it's fine. You're still here, and I'm so grateful. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very, very much. Oh, thank
This
you.
is for you.
Thank you.
And this is all the way from Ghana. So I'm so happy you are a fan of Ghana.
Thank you. Yes, close. Yes.
I'm so happy. Yeah.
Accra is like my third home. Yes, yes.
Me and my team.
Yes.
So yeah, this is all the way from.
Nice.
And I hope you like it. I know you love drums.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. With matching earrings.
Yes. Oh, girl. Yes.
This is from a brand in Ghana called Sepapa Trends.
God.
These are beautiful. Thanks.
Thank you so much. This is a surprise. This is definitely a surprise. I was like, okay, what's happening? What's going on?
So wasn't the purpose of buying you manage.
Thank you.
Money thanks to your sister.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. The whole team, SAQ team, we wish you the best. Thanks for all that you do, for your constant determination and efforts to see women and girls do bigger beyond societal expectations. And we truly appreciate you for that. This is to doing more for the community and wishing you the very best in every chapter of your life.
Now it's for me, I told people it's no longer national. For me, it's no longer nationally. Now it's continentally. My approach, my work, my advocacy, I want to do it across Africa. And so we will definitely cross paths and work. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I can't wait for you to be back to Ghana. It's going to be so much fun.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, you're welcome. And to you out there, special thank you going out to you for watching this episode of SAQ Conversation. I'm truly honored here because she's one of my favorite people in Kenya. And she's really amazing. So I'm so happy that you've shared that excitement, that bliss with us. I truly appreciate you watching. My name is Ellie Karis. See you another time.